All right, Catch, you gotta move. Look out. Okay, so I'm doing this sort of impromptu. Got a delivery yesterday, and I did not really believe that this was gonna be a thing. I think it was on Fishaholics video. He had the Return 'em Right people out there with him, and I'm pretty sure in Florida it's going to be illegal not to have a venting tool or some sort of deep water release tool for any type of fish that can experience barotrauma. I just really learned what barotrauma was. I mean, I called it the bends. Like, the fish got the bends, you brought them up, you know, their eyes were bugging out or their stomach was protruding because their air bladder did not pressurize properly on the way up, or depressurize properly on the way up. So when you release them, they just float. You know, there's nothing you can do with them. They float unless you have a venting tool. I know back in the day, like, a lot of people would just use an ice pick and pop their air bladder, toss them back in. So you can use a venting tool for most purposes, but if you don't use it right, you still risk killing the fish. So on their video, they were saying that you could go and take a quick survey, also enter your information, see if you qualified. Apparently I did. So I watched all the videos in regards to barotrauma, answered a few questions. It's a fairly quick process, and gave them my information, was expecting them to be like, okay, now pay us, you know, this amount. And literally they would just send me an email like, okay, we'll send this stuff out. And I was still skeptical. They sent me a UPS ground package, as you can see, from Return 'em Right. And inside are actually two different release tools. One will need a weight. This is just what's called a hook tool. These both came from Sequelizer, I believe. And I've got a Return 'em Right sticker that I will now be probably putting on my reel box that I use for my saltwater. So they gave me the See You Later release hook, and then also a Sequelizer release tool. So you can drop them. This one I think starts at 50 feet. So 50, 100, or 150 feet. So you just have to get as close as you can to the depth that they're going. But I'm pretty sure the barotrauma can happen in as little as 20 feet for some fish. So they also sent me a second one, which is literally just a release hook. Fairly simple. They've got instructions on the back of how you actually have to have the starting position. You take this hook, it does have a cap. You uncap the hook, uncap this, and then you push this in just like they're showing in the diagram. So you push the hook in right there, put your weight on this piece right here, and then there's a swivel. And the swivel, you connect to a rod or something like that. Definitely don't pause as you're bringing the fish down, because that can early release them. So you would just want to have the swivel like this, put it on the rod with your weight, drop the fish in, and this will automatically reorient itself as it needs to. As they're showing right here, it will reorient itself, and then as you drop, you just let the fish go all the way down with the weight, and as soon as you're down where you need to be, you pull up with the fishing reel that you're using, and this will slide right out, and it will release the fish down deep enough where it will survive. Pretty awesome stuff. A very simple tool. It may be something that, you know, even if I don't bring this other one's a lot more complex, but if I'm out in some deeper water that's within, you know, this 50, 100, or 150 foot range, it's definitely something I'll have on hand for releasing fish healthy. This one actually comes with a whole kit. Like, it's got a 3-pound weight. Let me unroll all this stuff. So it's got a nice solid 3-pound lead weight, and it's got this release tool. It's got a little tri-swivel. So you would just tie your line to this one like this, and this has basically got essentially a boga grip right here. So you just push these, it will unlock. You can set your depth pretty easily. Like right now I have it locked at 50 feet. I usually, especially in the board, I'm not going to be going any deeper than that. However, you know, if I'm ever make any friends that have boats, this is something I'll be having in my gear at all times just to be safe. Doesn't matter what state I'm in. So you set your depth, You have to kind of twist this thing. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, push down and then twist again and lock it. So right now, I think I'm at the depth of 150 feet. Let me push and see if I can go any further down. No, so that's 150. So if you need to go up, you just go up a little bit, twist again. Now I'm at 100 feet, so you can see just a single notch right there. And then if I need to go to a lower depth, or a higher depth, I can go all the way up to a 50 foot. This also came with an instruction guide. So I'll probably be just keeping everything in this box, and maybe have some way to secure it with tape. So it shows you which setting is which. So 50 is gonna be up like this. You can actually feel the difference too. When you release it right here, 50 is a little bit easier to release. So once you get your fish, simple, just like a boga grip, lock it closed, just like that. Push this in. So if I'm gonna go all the way down to 150 just to show you. And then I twist this until you'll feel it kind of lock into place. Once you get it there, you twist a bit. Sorry, it's tough to do with one hand. And now when I release, it takes a lot more for me to get this to release. So it's actually a pressure release that this is set on. But once it hits that depth, it will automatically open this up, release the fish, let them go healthy. So you can drop it down, just release it, start with the weight and the fish equally, just like this, with your line like that, and then let them go. And make sure it's clipped well. The fish will go down to a certain depth and the trigger will automatically release the mechanism. It will open up, let the fish go. Like, I even watched a video where they had one drop. I think it was a grouper. They were dropping a grouper, and you see everything release, and then in the distance you can see the fish is swimming off healthily. They even show the process of how the fish, like the gills stop flaring. You can see the pressure inside the fish's body just start really releasing, and it's pretty fascinating. But if you do want to get something, I would definitely go see if you qualify. You can go to return'emright.org. Watch the videos. Even if you have to buy your own, it's worth having these kind of tools. Right now, just based on the sponsorships I'm seeing, it looks like it's going to be mainly Gulf Coast states, which I've fished all of but Texas. So I'm pretty sure Texans can also get this, but I fish a lot in Florida. I fish a decent amount in Alabama and Mississippi. So these are going to be tools that I keep with me at all times. So thank you to the Return 'em Right people. Thank you to the Sequelizer people. It's really an awesome thing that you guys are doing, and worth me mentioning in a video, because it's really, really solid stuff that you guys have sent, and I did not pay a dime. They paid for everything, including shipping. That's just how dedicated they are to seeing people be able to release fish healthy and hopefully catch them again at a later date. And also, you just keep our fish populations healthy. That's something that's super important to me. That's why I even went to the website. Even if it was some sort of thing where I had to pay, I probably would have paid for the shipping. If they wanted me to pay for all the devices and everything else, I might have shopped around just to see if I couldn't find a better deal. But it's definitely something worth having, even just in your gear bag. If you're a kayaker, sometimes you are going to pull up a fish that is come from the bottom, and it's going to have barotrauma, and you're going to want to know, first off, what the signs are, and secondly, how to get them released healthily. A lot of times there are tricks. Sometimes you can actually bring the fish into shallower water, revive them there, and they will pressurize to that water depth and then swim back out to the deep. I've seen people do that as well, but having the tools, especially, out 300 feet, something like that, it's worth having these tools. So again, it comes with a lot of cards, comes with, an advertisement for FishBrain, which is a sponsor of theirs. Comes with this, and you can see right here, info@return'emright.org is their direct contact if you wanted to just email them and ask them some questions. Comes with some cards and a sticker, which I am definitely going to be putting on my my reel box. So thank you much, really appreciate it, and go check them out.